King Crete III, who had no heirs, declared that all his lands should go to that man that could slay the great dragon Foltacrin. Which dragon now lives in the old fortress of King Crete III. And this great dragon threatens Adventura. The ancient black pit tree, a notorious hideout for thieves. Stenchweed, a foul-smelling plant that grows wherever evil lurks. This is the land of Adventura. We first go south. We've been ambushed by thieves. They take all our valuables. We look at the thieves. They tell us to get lost. So rather than provoke further violence, we try to leave the area. Whereof the only way to go is north. Going north again, we come to the Adventure Store. Then we go west. We're at the top of a deep gorge, below which is a river with a path beside it. Otherwise, there's nowhere else to go. And we can't go to the Adventure Store. Well, we could, but we don't have any money. So we continue going east, where we meet a skeleton. The skeleton's taken no damage, and it looks strong. We make successive attempts to run, and at last we do, but only after taking substantial damage. We see a barren prairie with roads for miles. The entrance to the infamous Orc Fortress lies to the east. To the north, we can't go to the Orc Fortress till we have a torch. The barren prairie has a path stretching for miles. The Adventure Inn would be an excellent place to heal our wounds. Yet they don't permit sleeping there for free. Now we found a Planticus carnivorus. This plant's already been wounded. Its attack strength's not very high, so we engage it in combat. For even if we didn't, it would engage us. Yet it's able to escape our assault. We're again at the gorge. Now we see an apparition, demonic. We flee from that, since it's very powerful. Here's the Adventure Store. Now we're at the edge of the forest, ahead of which is the forbidding mountains of Sirac. Now we consider our next course. At this point, we'll likely need to find some money. We either need to have money to buy a room at the Adventure Inn, or money to buy gear at the adventure store. Another Planticus carnivorus. It's unfortunate that we haven't yet found anything in the wild that from which we can profit in some way. This may be our chance. There's a wounded demonic apparition. It has high strength, but it's highly wounded. We've cleaved off its horn. Now it's bleeding from the wrists and the leg. It's attempting to flee. We double down on our assault. And it seems the life of this creature may soon be lost. We continue our assailing. A severe hit. It's dead. Downright dead. And we acquire, given everything that the creature had, the equivalent of 86 gold pieces. That's enough at least to sleep in the Adventure Inn. Given we've taken extreme amount of damage, we'll certainly need to. And we begin our stay. Finding a nice warm bed inside the Adventure Inn, we begin to sleep for many nights. By our count, we slept for over a month to recover from the severe damage that we sustained. Now we have 42 gold, and that might be enough at the adventure store to buy something. So we go into the adventure store. Having 42 gold, we could buy armor, shields, and also some of the miscellaneous items, of which there are spikes, rope, and a pick hammer. Yet for now we'll buy a wood shield. Our principal choices, to our mind, was between the wood shield and the leather armor. Yet, a shield, it seems, would be more important for battle than armor. Now we found a giant troll. From him we ran. Our chances didn't seem good. Yet while running, or attempting to run, we did take some damage. Now we're going back and forth between the prairie, the inn, and the caves, beside which is the entrance to the infamous Orc Fortress, as well as another cave. Now we've come upon a skeleton raider. We fled from that too. He looks strong, with good gear, and he wasn't very wounded. Not favorable circumstances for our success. Here's a Death Stalker. He wasn't wounded, and he was very strong. Good cause to flee. What we're doing right now is going back and forth, trying to find some way to, earn some gold. And one of the best ways in Adventura is to hunt some of the, evil things that, roam the land, such as demonic apparitions. Yet we can't fight everything that we see, at least not yet. In our great ambitions as adventurers, and, perchance, even as a slayer of the awful Faldrakran, we do hope that one day we might be able to. Yet concede that that day is not yet now. This would be another skeleton raider. He's highly damaged, so we move in for an attack, hewing off his arm. The fight escalates. We knock away some of his ribs. We've also taken a good deal of damage. It's attempting to flee. We bear down harder. We've almost finished it. Moderate strike. It'll soon be gone. We go in for the kill. It's dead. We knocked off its head. And all things being considered, from that skeleton, in goods and gold, we came by over 100 gold pieces. Certainly enough for a full stay at the Adventure Inn, which we stayed somewhat less than a month. And also for an excursion to the Adventure Store. The Adventure Store boasts that they sell the best goods in the land. Certainly the wood shield that we bought from the Adventure Store has served us well. And now we'll sample some of their fine leather armor, the price of which is 30 gold pieces. The trader declares sold. Now we have 56 gold pieces. We could buy some supplies, but what we'd really like to have is a torch to reach the... we may be able to beat this Planticus carnivorus. What we'd really like to have is a torch to reach the infamous Fortress of the Orcs. Meanwhile, the battle is carrying on at a fast rate. We hacked off one of the stems of the plants. It's leaking juice. And there's one of the plants. We cleaved straight down its head and knocked off the head of the other plant. And the plant is gone. Well, some parts of that plant are worth some gold. In effect, we found about 40 gold. Not too bad. Now we stand before the Adventure Inn, and it's our purpose to enter this inn and do what we've done twice already, and rest. for almost exactly 3 weeks. Having 76 gold, we recall that we can now afford the adventure store a dagger. Meaning that, in full, our present equipment is a dagger, a wood shield, and leather armor. It's been 2 years since we began adventuring. And we now have good equipment for the undertaking of battles, which we will now presently put to the test against a giant troll. Giant troll's taken a good deal of damage. He's not quite as strong as us, but that doesn't mean we'll win. We'll have to see how this fight transpires. So far we're winning. While we pushed ahead a good bit now, the troll's catching up. We're quite wounded, but so is he. A great hack across his trunk. Ooh. He's lost part of his head. And there goes his head. 43 gold pieces. Counting gear and other things. Now we're at the Adventure Inn again. And good thing. Still about 17 winters in age. We make ready to enter the Adventure Inn. We have taken a great measure of damage. So it's a little difficult for us now to quickly enter the Adventure Inn. But in time we do. We stay 28, 29, 30 days. Approximately. Thence we go west, finding a Death Stalker. And combat rapidly commences. We seem to have the upper hand. It shouldn't be too long before this Death Stalker is no more. As an overview of the combat, the Death Stalker's about to die, and we could still take much more harm. Ooh. A great cleave through his shoulder, and off his head goes. Thence we acquire 1 or 2 dozen gold pieces, give or take. Enough for a full stay at the Adventure Inn, which totals about 18 days.